Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to film today's video because it is, I've said this before, it is one of my favorite videos to film. Today is going to be another favorites video. I feel like the favorites videos are pretty well liked, so just let me know. I'm definitely going to keep doing them because I don't know, I feel like I discover new things, or I'll kind of go through phases, like especially with I don't know, I guess with both my planning and my journaling, but I kind of go through phases with like styles that I'm liking, stationery items that I'm really like attached to and like really loving using for the time being. So it's just kind of fun to do like these updates. So I think I'm just going to title this my April favorites, even though none of these favorites videos are like official time frames. It's just kind of like what I'm liking right now. So I made a list and I pulled everything out, and I'm honestly just gonna grab from my gigantic pile that I have set over here. So the first thing that I'm gonna start with are these two Tombows. So I'm having a really interesting time period right now, and if you followed me for a while, you might be sad, you might be surprised, you might be sad. I feel like my planning, I'm kind of more known for like just, like the nudes and like the minimal style, lots of nudes and pinks and stuff. And I feel like that's kind of always been my thing. I mean, a long time ago, I was like crazy pastel and crazy deco, but I feel like in recent years, this, and with my accounts kind of growing, like this is the reason why. And I'm kind of just switching it up on you guys. And I don't know, on one hand, I kind of feel like guilty because I'm like, oh, a bunch of people probably followed me for like, this kind of style. And I'm just not changing, but just experimenting, I guess, with new things. I'm just enjoying new things. This new obsession with Traveler's Company has kind of led me down the rabbit hole to more like earthy colors. And it's kind of funny because my JL Brown is like totally an earthy color, but like when I bought this, it was before this period. I just really like this leather, and it's a pretty color. I actually think I am going to move back into my Velvet Sand soon, just because I want to switch it up and I only have 2 personal covers. I considered moving back into Pocket so I could use Stardust and Undyed again, but it's a lot of work to move to a completely new size. Anyways, let me stop going off on the tangents. On one hand, I was going to say I feel kind of bad, but on the other hand, I mean, I do still do it. Like, I do still love that style. I still feel like this style is the most me. Like, this is definitely me. But I don't know, I'm just having fun with earthy colors and Traveler's Company, and I've been really inspired by Lindsay's scribbles. So anyways, that all being said, let me go ahead and move on. I've really been liking these two Tombows. This is 228 Gray Green and 977. I can't remember what that one's called, but it's just kind of like a warm brown, I guess. And let me see if I can show you some. Well, I haven't even done any daily logs yet here, but here is like the green one, and here is the brown one. So yeah, I have been using them a lot lately, pretty much like in everything that I do. I actually just remembered that I used both of those colors a lot in a recent spread in my traveler's notebook. So there you can see like the two different colors. Really, really loving that. Totally obsessed with these Tombows. Okay, so moving on, I do have a little minimal sticker moment for you. Of course, these are from Papery Planning. Papery Planning, honestly, I think especially with my just like obsession with journaling right now, I don't really buy planner stickers anymore. Like, I have all these planner stickers. Like, I used to only buy transparent planner stickers, and I have stuff from all these different shops, and they're like really amazing shops, but I have so much. I've just honestly been working through my collection. I don't really buy, like, I still use them obviously because I still plan. I use them in all my planners, my rings, my bound books. But I just really haven't been buying them lately, and if I do buy them, they're from Papery Planning. So like this entire stack is Papery Planning. And she's kind of honestly the main one that I use as well. And I do have a code with Papery Planning, it's Amanda10. But she kind of just has everything that I need for like my functional transparent sticker needs. But these are some new releases. These are some arch scripts. I was using them before these individual sheets came out because she had like a mix sheet, and I've almost finished one of those already, and a couple of them were on some different freebies. But I just think they're so pretty. I think the arch scripts, they're just so dainty and delicate. And I would say that honestly where I use my papery planning stickers the most is probably my Kinbor. So you can see there is one of the arch scripts. There's like one of her circle ones. All of these like circle deco stickers are papery planning. Oh, there's another one. There's a work one. So honestly, like every transparent / minimal style sticker, almost every one that you see in my Kinbor is papery planning. It's honestly just the easiest. I mean, she's got everything I need. There's a lot of different variety, just easy to grab. And so yeah, papery planning is forever a favorite, but I definitely wanted to highlight these arch scripts because they're new and I really like them. Okay, so that's that. I am totally just randomly grabbing from this pile. So as far as journaling, I am going through a moment or a phase of being super obsessed, some of these are upside down, with like these vintage French script papers or like document papers. I bought full-size sheets from Monahan Papers on Etsy, but these small ones are from Decor MCM Home, I think is the Etsy shop name. And they ship from the UK, but shipping was actually really affordable and it came super fast. So highly recommend. And this was just a mixed bag, essentially. It was like all sheets of this size. And so you can see like they're cut down or ripped or whatever. But they're perfect. They're perfect to use for journaling. And it's just a look. It's a vibe. It's a look. I'm just loving it. I like pairing it with really, you know, fluffy textured papers and hydrangea petals. We'll get to that in a minute. And I just feel like it really like elevates, I don't know, it looks really good in journals, but it's really, really loving those vintage French document papers. Gosh, honestly, gotta be real with you guys. Majority of this stuff is journaling. I'm looking over now and I'm realizing that it's pretty much all journaling. I guess I'll go ahead and do the other planning item while I'm here. Well, actually that's not true. I have some stuff in my Hobo Weeks. I want to highlight these inserts from Paper Test Designs. It was a collab with L Plans. Excuse me, it was a collab with L Plans, but they are so cool. So you've just got, and by the way, you can print them normal like I did or as a fold out. So you've just got the grid page right here, which I made into like a gratitude thing because I wasn't sure what else to do. This is your 2-page layout, so it's just so functional. You've got the days up top, so I used that for like appointments or like important stuff. You've got like the full week down here separated into 3 different columns, so you can make it whatever you want. I kind of made it like my Hobonichi weeks where I put like my phone shifts for work, the moon phases, and then I just did like a home and a work. You've got 2 open to-do lists over here, a grid section, and then a habit tracker. And then the very back is a schedule. And I just really, really like this. So I am, if you follow me, you probably know, my main weekly view is in my Hobonichi weeks. I bought it for the year, so that's why I'm using it. But typically, my weekly view would be in my rings. But because my ring weeklies are always undated and this is dated, I figured let me use this because I bought it. But I did take a week. Well, I didn't take a week off because I still filled it in. But I just really wanted to try these for a week, and I freaking loved them. I really, really enjoyed them, and I'm excited to use them again. And there was a lot more inserts to this collab that they did together, so definitely check that out. Yeah, I really, really, really love those. And I do miss doing weeklies in my rings, but that's okay. Okay, so I guess I'm just going to kind of finish like the planner stuff, and then that way I can just be free to grab from my pile. But I wanted to talk about my Hobonichi weeks. I've been really loving doing daily logs in the back. Now, this is something that I've tried before. I haven't done too many pages, but let's see. I used to do dailies like this in my A6 Wonderland, so I'm not new to this, but the recent kind of style that I've been doing has been very inspired by Lindsay's scribbles. So just to flip through some of them, these were some old ones, and then I kind of tried this, and I just really like it. It's been not only functional, but I think the style is just kind of like aligning with my vibe right now, and I don't know, I'm just really happy with it. So that's definitely a favorite. And along with that, so the whole time I've had this Hobonichi weeks, I've kind of arranged every single page the exact same. I would maybe switch up the deco, but I've been arranging the page the same. And I just got bored of it, I guess. I was like, I'm so sick of this. I'm so bored of it. Like, I'm not sick of the Hobonichi weeks, crazy enough. Like, I'm not sick of the layout. I'm just bored of how I've been doing it. So I mean, let's be honest, I totally copied Lindsay. I straight up copied Lindsay. I'm sure she fucking hates me. I'm sure she like sees me tag her and she's like, God damn it. Get your own style, girl. I always joke, I'm like, I get so inspired by people, but at least I'm confident in the fact that I do a lot of my own creativity. So at least I'm not like just constantly getting inspired. But there's just some amazing people out there, and Lindsay has truly mastered functional and cute planning. And I think with my Traveler's Notebook Rabbit Hole, her style just really aligns with the style that I'm into right now. So I tried her method of putting the tracker up top, and I liked that because that way you have infinite space for, well, not infinite, but for your to-do list. Whereas before I would always draw my tracker out first, so I would kind of have to like manage my space. So the first thing is I just really enjoyed that. The second thing was I don't know, just a switch up of the Deco, I guess, if you can kind of tell all the pages I've flipped through. And I feel like I've fallen in love with my Hobo Weeks again. So that was last week. This is this week. I did set up the next couple pages different though, which is really fun. So this is the May Sterling Ink collection. I'm super excited for next week. These are actually some new stickers from Papery Planning. I forgot about those. Those are really nice too. And then these were just some new like Deco stickers from Papery Planning. So I set up that week as well. So yeah, I'm excited about my Hobo Weeks again, but the main thing I wanted to highlight, I think, was just like this weekly and then like my daily logs. And again, just like mention a million times that it's totally inspired by Lindsay. Okay, so I'm just going to keep grabbing. We got more journal stuff coming up. So this is a little pad of like stamp cutout thingies, I guess. I can't remember what Etsy shop I bought this at. It might have been, it was Wawa Stationery. Wawa Stationery on Etsy. They're based in the USA. And I don't know what it is about these freaking little stamp cutouts, but man, do I love them. They just, again, with the cool look. Hold on, I gotta show a spread that I did so I can just give you an example. So there's one of the stamp cutouts. There's actually some vintage French paper. There's some plus minus, which we will get to that as well. And so it's just, I don't know. It's just a thing. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Oh my God. And since I'm talking about stamp cutouts, I should have mentioned this too. I got a little stamp punch. This was totally not in my original favorites, but I'm adding it now. This I purchased from an Etsy shop because I couldn't find it on Amazon or anywhere else. I'm gonna have to look and remember because it was a totally random Etsy shop. But you can put any paper in here and it's so easy. I don't really want to do it with this one, but you can just line it up and then you punch and it's a little piece of stamp ephemera. So yeah, I've been really into stamp ephemera. I actually also bought pinking shears on Amazon, which pinking shears have a zigzag edge. They're like meant for sewing, but do I have an example of pinking shears? Maybe not in this one. Actually, no, I do. Here we go. So this right here. So I used the pinking shears on the edge of this. So I don't know. I guess there's an example of one of the little stamp like cutouts from the punch. So I think I'm just having like a moment with stamp cutout thingies, I guess. Does that make any sense? I'm just really liking stamp edge type things. Do I have anything in here? Oh yeah, so here's another one of the stamp cutouts from the actual booklet. That one actually came from this little booklet. So yeah, as far as journaling goes, that has absolutely been a favorite of mine. I've got some washi tape favorites. Oh my God, these two, let me tell you, especially the numbers one. So this is from MT, this is from Mast, and then this is from MT. And a couple different stores carry them. This was like a collab with like Susu or something. And I can't remember like the full name. I can, if you're interested, I've posted them on my story. Like usually items that I buy and that I use a lot and that I share, anytime I see a, like a shop with it in stock, I'll post on my story. So my stories are a great resource if you're on a no spend, probably not, but, yeah, these two tapes I've just been using like crazy in my journal spreads, and I love them so much. I love the way that they look. And honestly, I think the spreads that I just showed, well, here's one with the numbers. Do I have the film one? There's numbers again. The problem is this is not my only journal. I've got like an A6 journal and all sorts of stuff. So sometimes it's hard to find where I've used stuff, but there's the numbers one again. And I swear I used the film one too. I have I guess not in this journal, maybe in my other journals, but really, really love those two washi tapes. Definitely my most used washi right now in general. The next thing is actually a prop. This I got from Jamel, XOXO Jamel's online store. It's just a little like statue of David bust, but it looks so good in the background of like Instagram. It's just a perfect prop, right? I've been using this as a prop in my Instagram photos, and I just had to give it a shout out because I've wanted one of these for a really long time, and I finally got it, and it's cute. So let's see, the next thing I'll show, this is a total Lindsay Scribbled inspired favorite. This is the Midori index clips. I got mine on jet pens. They come in both silver and gold. They're very, very low profile, if you can see, like super low profile, but they're very easy to kind of just grab and flip. This also usually stays open on my desk, and sometimes I like will flip to the next week. So yeah, I have some of them in my traveler's notebooks as well. I don't think I have them in any of my other bound books, but I have one in here, and then I have them in my traveler's notebook. So the Midori index clips do live up to the hype. A lot of people talk about them, and they definitely live up to the hype. Okay, the next thing I gotta say would be Hydrangea petals. I got these in a bundle from someone ages ago, but you can find them on Aliexpress. And because I'm running low, I actually placed an order for some on Aliexpress. So I hope they're good. It was really hard for me to find this like mauve color. The white ones, they come in all colors. If you search preserved hydrangea on Aliexpress, you'll see a million. I did have to do some hunting, and I don't know if I found this exact color, but I think I did find some similar. So I'll just have to wait and see when they come in. They haven't arrived yet. It was pretty recent. But I just have been loving using hydrangea petals, and this one, I think I might have some examples in my A6. Oh, so here, that's one of my mauve ones. There's another one. Oh, and there's a white one right there. And then I did, yeah, a spread the other day, and there's a white one. So yeah, I've just been, I don't know, I've also been really liking this style. The colors are kind of inspired by a bundle I got from Daya, but just like the mauve and like the fluffy white, and I don't know, more stuff is coming up, like branches stamps. Really liking branches stamps, really liking Jesslyn Padilla stamps. Honestly, before I went through like this vibe, I was going through a phase where I really liked black, brown, and green together. So I did a bunch of spreads that were black, brown, and green. And then I kind of moved on to this like mauve and like soft white kind of style. And then I got a happy mail the other day, a surprise mail from Yarny, from one of my planner / journal friends, Yarny. And it was totally like a grungy vibe. I would grab it, but I don't want this video to be too long. This is a favorites video, not a chat about anything video. But Yarny sent me this mail, and it was just like very grungy. That's kind of just what it reminded me of. And I'm like, just wait. I'm gonna go through a grunge phase next. I just go through these style phases, and that's like all I do. As far as journal spreads is what I mean. So anyways, moving on, branches stamps. Why do I like branches stamps so much? I do not know, but I do. This one is from Jesslyn Padilla. It is her woven stamp. This one in the middle is from Jeanau Atelier, and obviously you can tell these are kind of similar. And then this one is from Jeansa Zoe. And there's more to this collection, and honestly, I want to get more. I don't know what it is. Like the delicate branches, I'm just really, really into right now. I guess this whole time I've been saying like where things are from, forgetting that like this is a favorites video. Like when I do favorites videos, I always link stuff. There are some video, like flip throughs, favorites, I link stuff. There are some videos, like for example, my vlog, where like I didn't link any products in my vlog, but in this one, I'll be linking everything, so do not worry. Or at least like the shops that I bought it. I want to say a lot of this stuff, like it might be sold out in the shop that I got it from, but there might be another shop that carries it. So I'll try to leave as much detail as I can in the description bar. This is a tag stamp from Jesslyn Padilla. I would say, just like that woven stamp from Jess, I would say that Jess's stamps in general I'm really into right now, but this tag one especially, I have been using it nonstop. It was just in my A6 that I showed, if you caught that, so really like that. Also, Jeanau Atelier came out with a new collection. It was kind of like a moon phase, like galaxy collection. There were some moon stickers and like moon craft papers, but honestly the rubber stamps were so amazing. They just did it for me. And funny enough, I only grabbed one because I think there's 6 in the collection, and I'm like, oh, like, yeah, they all say different things, but I'm not the type of person that would need all 6. I don't know, I'm more of like a pick my favorite phrase or my favorite style, and I'm fine with that, because honestly, I can't afford to buy fucking everything from every collection all the time. I just can't. So when things, and also I would rather spend my money on things that are different than getting an entire collection where they're only slightly different. I would rather get one, save the rest of that money, and then get like another stamp that looks completely different. You know what I mean? And so this one was actually gifted to me, which was really kind. So this was the one that I bought. This one was gifted to me. But I gotta be honest, I used them and I was like, oh my God, these are amazing. They look 10 times better on paper than they do here. Like, they just look so delicate. I was just shocked by how much I loved it. And so now, of course, now I wanna buy more. Now I'm like, damn it, I want more. What did I do with my A6? Oh, I put it back. It's okay. But I was gonna say, if you may have caught, or you can rewind, I did use those in some of the spreads that I just showed in my A6. And I wanted to say, I felt that way about the branches stamp. So there's a whole collection of branches stamps, and they all look like this, but they're slightly different. And I was like, okay, pick one. So I picked my favorite. Totally feel like I want more now. So it's like that same thing. But I will say, usually I'm totally okay with one. Usually one is fine. I don't want the others. It's just in this case, I really liked them. Okay, so the next favorite. This is a pet tape from Something of Mine. It's like a film strip pet tape. And it's actually a funny story about this pet tape as well. When it first came out, I was like, I don't need it. You know, when things come out, I assess them. Do I like them? Do I not? If I like it, I'm like, okay, is it a love or is it just a like? If it's a love, I'll buy it. If it's just a like, no, because, you know, reasons. And so this one, I was like, you know, I have so much film inspired things. I really don't think I need that. And then I got a sample of it and I was just using it nonstop. And I was like, okay, now I can justify buying the roll. And I just didn't even think I would love it that much because it's pretty basic. And I've got like the fancy plus minus film stuff and like some raw market shop stuff that has a similar vibe. But this, it has been amazing. Oh my God, I love it so much. And actually, also, I totally forgot to watch my last favorites video and make sure, there it is right there. I totally forgot to watch my last favorites video and make sure that there's no overlap, that I'm not accidentally talking about something in this video that I mentioned last video. I don't think so, at least for most of it, because I know it's like relatively new, and I think my last favorites video was like over a month ago. But now I'm like, crap, did I talk about that film tape in my last video? I don't think so, but I hope not. Okay, next thing, okay, so this was another kind of style thing that I went through, like another style phase that I went through, and this is the Paris Deco pack from Day and Moment. So I placed an order with Day and Moment. They're located in South Korea. You can DM them if you want to order, if you're in the US. I placed an order with Day and Moment, and when it came, I just got completely obsessed with their style. Just, it's a very like modern, I don't know how to explain it. So I have a bunch of stuff from Day and Moment, like different products, but I'm just going to show this because it's my favorite item. So this is called the Paris Deco pack. There's stickers and also just like ephemera. So like these 3 circle ones are stickers. And you've got like a photo, and I don't even know like how to explain it, but I then just started doing like, I started using photos a lot in my spreads. I actually started printing my own photos on glossy photo paper. I bought the HP Everyday Photo Paper. That should have been another favorite. And I started printing my own photos because before I was printing my own photos, but I was doing it on regular printer paper. I did have a mini photo printer, but honestly, I never liked it. I felt like the quality wasn't that good. So instead, I was just printing it on regular printer paper, and I was like, whatever. And then I saw someone using the Canon Selfie, and the Canon Selfie produced such great quality prints that I was like, damn, I really want that. And I was so close to spending over $100 on the Canon Selfie. And then instead, I went on Amazon. Hopefully you can see like the glossiness or the shininess. But I went on Amazon, I bought a $13 pack of photo paper, printed them on my inkjet, and I can also make them any size. I can make any border. If you want to make it look like a Polaroid, you can make it look like any border. You just have a lot more freedom than buying just one photo printer, and it's also a lot cheaper. So Just saying. Great idea. Here's another favorite. I had seen this in the journal community for so long, and I finally bought it. I bought mine from Amazon Japan. This is a glasses clip from the brand Cliff or Cliff. I'm not exactly sure, but it's pretty much just a clip. It kind of just holds your page open, or it can act as a bookmark. You can use it in a lot of different ways, but it's just a brass glass. It's just little glasses. It's so freaking cute. I'm obsessed. I had to throw these in there because I love them so much. We're getting close to the end, don't worry. I have two Traveler's notebooks. The first one is my Olive dupe. So this is a dupe of the Traveler's Company Olive edition, which everyone knows is like, they don't make it anymore, and if you want to buy it, you got to pay a lot of money. On eBay, some people still have it, but it's like $600. I got this from a shop called Planner Vintage on Etsy. I don't want to talk about this for too long. My last video, the one right before this, is all about this Olive TN. So I go over like all the details, but it is an on point dupe. Like, let me tell you, it is a freaking amazing dupe. And actually it's sold out now. It is sold out now, but they did say that they will restock early June. But I had to throw this in there because it's like, I own the Traveler's Company Olive edition for $30 now. That's how it feels, because it is, I can't talk too fast. That's how it feels because it is such a good dupe. It feels like I have the real thing. The other TN, you probably could have guessed, Traveler's Records. This was one of their limited edition sets. I did also get the standard size airline one, but I just have to like throw this in there because not only am I obsessed with music, so like this theme is just so me, but like the little record charm, the sage green, the soft camel, and this gave, and the stamps that came with it. But this totally inspired me to make a music journal. So I've just been writing about my favorite songs and my favorite albums. And I like printed out these little mini album covers to put in the stamp. And then I actually also, since I was doing that, I figured I would make a book journal as well. So I've started a little book journal, and I actually have 2 books as favorites. So yeah, this little TN has just been fun. I started in Passport and then I moved to Standard, and I've been obsessed with Standard ever since. But I was happy because the Traveler's Record collection really just kind of made me fall in love with Passport again. And I'm using it more. I just feel like I'm using it again, and it's just really fun. So, we're getting to the, Jesus, am I just like, what's wrong with me? Okay, we're getting to the end. Plus minus everything. I don't think plus minus has been in a favorites video yet. God, I hope I'm right. I hope I didn't talk about this last time. I don't think so though. This is just 2 of their tapes. This is the Deja Vu and Washi. I also have it in Pet, but believe it or not, I actually prefer the Washi. Typically, I always prefer Pet, but here, I like the Washi. And then this is the black Film Noir and Glossy. It also comes in white, and then they both come in clear and matte, and this is the clear one. And then there's also, part of the collection was a washi tape called Fragments, and I really love that one. I feel like that one's super underrated. But I only pulled out 2 for the sake of time. So this is the black, whoops, didn't know I had cut a piece off. This is the black Film Noir in Glossy. And I have the whole collection because I am crazy. I only do that with brands that I love. So Freckles Tea and Plus Minus. Those are by far, hands down, my 2 favorite brands. And at least as far as current life, the only 2 brands that I will buy everything of and buy backups. This tape is just out of control. So the reason that it's not used yet is because someone sent me a full loop sample of this. One of my friends, before I got it, she sent me a full loop sample. I've almost used the entire thing. So that's a lot because there are a lot of little images. I've almost used a whole loop. Like that's pretty crazy. That's where it starts over. But yeah, so this one isn't touched yet because I've been working through that sample from my friend, but it's almost gone now, and then I'll start, using my actual roll that I purchased. But yeah, so that is the Deja Vu, Plus Minus, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I love it all. Another favorite, and like we're like 2 things away from being done. Another favorite is mini stamps. So mini stamps, but also the Blind XX stamps by Kuranicki. I don't exactly know how to say the name. So these top ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, are from the Blind XX stamp set. If you're familiar with the journal community, I'm sure you've seen them around. But, whoops, a lot of people are using them right now, but they're just so tiny, and I really didn't think I would like them as much as I do. But I mean, they are so easy to use. Like, I've been using them in almost every spread just to add like little cool details. You can layer them, you can layer the stamps with each other or with like little stickers or pet tape pieces or whatever. They're just really cool. They're really easy to use, and I honestly surprised myself with how much I've been using them. And I also love these little mini stamps, which I think are by Poichin, but they're so friggin' tiny. Again, they're perfect. Whoops, I'm kind of out of frame. Hopefully I was in frame for that. God, it's so hard to stay in frame when I'm like showing random stuff. But yeah, mini stamps, little teensy weensies in the Blind XX, total favorites. Last thing, paper favorite. This is from Torn Edge Paper on Etsy. I couldn't rave about them enough. The shop owner was incredible. So what had happened was I had some papers that I really liked that I had gotten in bundles just over the last year or whatever. And I was kind of running low, and I was like, man, I really want more of this paper. But I had no idea what it was called or where to get it. So I found this Etsy shop. I sent her a message. I showed her a photo of the paper that I had, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna buy a bunch of your mixed packs, but like, do you have any, like, do you think that this one is any of it? And she basically said that the Locta was probably the closest to what I was showing her. And this is not showing up well on camera, but it's just a pretty beige color. It's just a beautiful beige. And I love the texture. I love the feel of it. And she was absolutely right. The Locta is what I had and what I wanted. But I also ordered like 4 different packs. So I only pulled out one, but like, for example, this is the Naturals number 3. And each pack came with a variety of, you know, neutral textured papers, and there's different weights. So you've got like thinner mulberries, you've got like this thicker one. I really like that. You've got like some brown Locta, some lighter Locta. This is like a tea washi paper or something, I think. Gotta look at the front. You've got like this one, which again, like, I don't know. And I kind of just like totally freaked out of happiness when I got this, because as I was going through and feeling all the papers, because I figured, you know, I can order these packs, like these mixed packs, and go back and order what I want. As I was like feeling through everything, I just realized like these are literally the papers that I've gotten so many times in bundles and just been so obsessed with. So like the fact that now I know like the names of them, and I have like a good shop that I can get them from. Her prices were really fair. She shipped really fast, and she is in the UK, which I was nervous about at first, but it came so freaking fast. So it was great. Okay, 3 more things to our lifestyle. One more kind of journaling related. So I have been super into my Superior Labor pouches recently. I got my first ever one, and then I ended up with 3. So I have the small, the medium, and the large. The small one's over there. I don't feel like grabbing it. But this is the medium size. I would say it's like a good fit for like Hobonichi weeks, if that kind of gives you an indication of size. Standard TN looks like it would fit in here, but it actually doesn't. Like, it's shorter than it. But because of the zipper, like it doesn't go all the way to the edge. You have to really shove it in there, and it doesn't look like it's fun. So just to give you an idea of the medium size, actually, maybe I should just grab the small so you can see some size comparison if you're considering them. So there is some size comparison between the medium and the large. I think Passport fits in the small. Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, so Passport fits in the small, but you can't fit much else in there besides the 1 TN. And then, like I said, Hobonichi Weeks fits in here. It's smaller than it though, so you can still fit a ton else in here if you put Hobo Weeks in here. And then the large one is the leather bottom. I have the undyed leather bottom. The other 2 have the painted canvas and brown. It's kind of a similar color to my jail brown. The large one is obviously big enough to fit standard, and then you could also put a bunch more stuff in there as well. So weirdly enough, like, I've just never been one that bought like planner pouches. When I would carry like my rings out, I would always put them in a pouch, but they would usually be like, you know, like the Moterm dust bags or whatever. I would keep them in like dust bags. I never really bought stuff like this until recently. I went nuts, love the Superior Labor ones, and guess what I just bought today? I bought my first ever Delphonics pouch, and I'm very excited. Now, obviously, like, I do most of my journaling and stuff at home, but I still think they're gonna come in handy because sometimes I like to bring my journaling stuff to like a cafe or whatever, or even just traveling. And you don't have to use it for just journal stuff, obviously. Like pouches always come in handy for traveling in various scenarios. So yeah, love the Superior Labor pouches. I've got 2 books that I read recently that I loved. 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. If you have not read this, you need to. It is so good. This is like contemporary fiction, LGBTQ themes, just so sad. I mean, it's like sad, but also not. But I cried so many times. It's just a really, really good book. And typically I only read thrillers, actually. So the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo was kind of out of my normal realm. But The Collective was another book that I absolutely loved. So just to tell you a little bit about it, The Collective, basically the main character is a mother who lost her 15-year-old daughter, and the man that she they were around, I think the boy who she believes to be responsible is maybe 17 or 18, but he's like your typical preppy, like frat kid, rich kid that gets away, white kid that gets away with fucking everything, like the kind of people you hate. And so she's like having a hard time grappling with the fact that he was never brought to justice. And then this group of women called The Collective find her, and she joins their group. And it's basically like a group of grieving mothers, who have all lost their children to someone like who they deemed responsible. And that's pretty much all I'll say. So yeah, there's that. And then The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is like an old movie star. She was like a movie star in like the 50s and the 60s. So beautiful, and think like Elizabeth Taylor or like Marilyn Monroe, you know. And now she's old and she's aging, and she's finally ready to tell her story and tell all her secrets, but she only wants to tell it to one specific reporter. So throughout the book, you've got the story of Evelyn's life, which is amazing and just really gripping and interesting. But then you also have the secret and kind of like the twist at the end that's like, why this reporter? Because the reporter that she chose was also not very experienced. Like she was kind of like new in her career or not very high up. So it's kind of like, why would she choose her of all people? So 2 really good books. Last thing, and then I'm done. Bitch. When I tell you that this shit is so good, I have placed 3 orders and it's only been a couple weeks because I keep eating it so freaking fast. I found this on an Instagram ad. And now I'm like, can you guys like, I don't know, can you sponsor me or something? I'm spending way too much money on your cookie dough. But seriously, I have 2 favorite flavors, the Cookie Monster, which is cookies and cream, and then the Dunkaroo one, which is like, you know, if you remember Dunkaroos from back in the day. This one is blue. Yes, it's food coloring, but the other one is just regular cookie dough color. But yeah, it's basically just cookie dough. It's safe to eat raw, of course, and it's good raw. But when I first tried it raw, I was like, okay, yeah, it's good. It's cookie dough. It's good. Whatever. Like I wouldn't have bought it again. And then I tried it half baked. I put a couple spoonfuls on a plate, microwave it for like 30 seconds. And when I tell you, taking a bite of that, like eating a bite of that is like pure bliss. It is pure bliss. That is how good it tastes. So yeah, I've really been liking this because I'm almost done. These are my second pints, and now I'm almost done with my second pints. I placed an order yesterday. It's supposed to be here Saturday because I don't even want to go without it. But I will admit, I'm also weird like that. I get food obsessions like this where I find something I like and it's like all I want to eat, and I'll eat it straight for like months and then I'll stop and then I might never eat it again. Probably something wrong with me. But anyways, yeah, it's really freaking good. It tastes delicious. Highly recommend. Okay, that is it. We are done. I hope this video isn't too long, but I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys soon for another video. Bye.